Back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of CC Impact. It's been a little while since I've been here. I haven't brought you all any live streams in a little while or any videos, and I apologize for that. Helped my brother move. I ended up moving. You can probably tell from the background here. I've got a different setup here, and but things have kind of settled down in life, and I can bring you all some more games now. So today I'm going to be bringing you Mojang's Scrolls. Now, you might remember there was a lot of hullabaloo in the news a while back. I think they sued Bethesda for using the word scrolls, Elder Scrolls. They were very protective of their IP, and now we can experience the reason why. So Scrolls released yesterday in beta, and even though it's in beta, it's still $20 USD. And the game has microtransactions in-game as well, if you choose to do that. It's not really necessary, but it's there. So when you first load up the game, you log in, download it. This is what you see. You know, you got your news page and everything. You can pop this little guy up here at the bottom, and you got lobbies all over the place. In fact, let's see here. So this is straight out of the beta. You've got different rooms. Okay, let me explain what Scrolls is first, so this will make a little bit more sense. Scrolls is effectively a trading card game, kind of like Magic the Gathering or the Pokemon trading card game, Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe to a lesser extent. But it couples that with hex-based combat, and I'll pull it up in a second and let you see. But with that, you can also collect cards. They're not called cards, they're called scrolls. And you can build a deck of scrolls to play against an opponent. And so you'll see here you got your general chat, your strategy talk, people out there firing around trading their cards already and talking about decks. So I'll go ahead and show you around the landscape a little bit first before we jump in and show off some of the gameplay. So you can come up here and click on your profile straight out of the bat, and you can customize your own avatar. This is kind of what I picked, but there's several different heads you can pick from, several different arms you can go with, different torso, legs, and you can actually end up buying sets as well for you can buy sets for your avatars for full gear sets, and those cost like 5,000 in-game gold, or you can pay real money for it. So let's see. I don't want to save this. I want to go back. Let's see if it's saved. Okay, good. I'm back. Okay, now over here on the side, you see my login name. You can see how many games I've played, how many games I've won, when I played my last game, and the ranking. I'm assuming they do that with an ELO rating, kind of like chess. I've not had a real chance to play competitively online yet, but the online competition is also functional straight out of the gate with this. Now, some of the stuff that's missing on day one, you can't have friends lists yet. So, my cousin and I both bought the game. We can't play together unless we're going to have to coordinate outside of the game to get into the same lobby and challenge one another, that sort of thing. So let's see here. Alright, we'll look into the store real quick, and you see up here I have 122 gold. Now, playing an easy game against the computer, you win around 100 gold per game. And that's a slow climb when you come over here and you look at the cost. So a single random scroll, that's a single random card. You don't know what you're going to get. That's 100 gold. You don't know the rarity of the scroll. You have no idea. So you can pop up here and look at it. Now, a scroll pack, from what I understand, you see it's the same price. It's 1,000. It's the same price per scroll. It's 1,000 for 10 scrolls. But if I'm not mistaken, let's see, you're guaranteed 2 uncommons and a rare. So it's worth it to save up a little bit longer and wait. Now you also see you've got an order. You could potentially buy an order scroll, a growth scroll, or an energy scroll. Now, when you first start the game, it gives you 3 different pre-constructed decks that you can choose from. And I'll scroll down. Those are actually in the store here too. I chose the Growth Precon, but you can see the price for these things. Oh, I don't know if you can see it or not on there, but I'll read it out to you. The price for these things is 6,500 gold. And that's the equivalent of having to win 65-ish games. Or you can see that's 500 gemstones. Now the gemstones, the way that works, shards. Okay, they're calling it shards. So there you go. 500 shards to buy a pre-constructed deck. It cost $5 for 600 shards. And apart from the precon decks, the shards can be used every week. I think they've got these on a rotation. 6 cards here that are in the Just For You section. And you can buy those if you want, either with the gold, or you can use the in-game currency, the pay money to get that stuff. But if you're buying scroll packs and random scrolls, you have to use the in-game currency for that. And finally, down here they've got these different avatars that you can buy. It's just to be able to pimp out your guy, your little avatar a little bit more. Something I didn't mention though, these precon decks are each focused around one of 3 elemental types: order, growth, and energy. And so I'll shift over to the deck builder real quick, because I bought, I've got a growth deck that I started with, but I bought, you can see over here, a single energy scroll. And it didn't hit me until after I bought that and thought about trying to build a deck with it. I can't generate enough resources to be able to bring that out, because it takes 2 of that specific resource, and as you'll see in a minute, I only have a single one of those cards, so there's absolutely no way I'd be able to even generate that. So the one way I could see it being feasible to spend the money in real life, if you wanted to pop more than $20, would be if you wanted to spend $5 or $10 and get the other 2 pre-constructed decks that you couldn't get for, and then use the in-game currency to go ahead and dive for the, to go for the rest of it. Now, something you might notice down here on the bottom right, if I click on a card, you'll see we got, let me pick a creature card here. There we go. Okay, so this will all be explained in the tutorial, but this costs 4 resources of the nature type. You got a little bit of card artwork there. It tells you the name and the type, just like any sort of Magic the Gathering or anything like that would. And you got your attack first, so this card has 3 attack. 2 countdown. The countdown is something specific to this game, and I'll explain that in a second. And then your defense. And when his countdown reaches 0, Brother of the Wolf can summon 1 ragged wolf instead of attacking. So the way that it works, and I'll show you this once we get in and play the tutorial level, you have countdown timers. So each turn, this guy has 2 countdowns. So he starts with 2 counters on him. After 1 turn, it ticks down to 1. After the second turn, it ticks down to 0. And at the end of that second turn, he performs his action, whether it's attacking, summon that extra wolf, or whatever. And then down here in the bottom right, you can see when he's actually standing on the battlefield on his hex grid, that's what he looks like. It's pretty cool artwork, if you ask me. So let's get out of this deck builder. We'll go ahead and jump in and do the tutorial level. So you'll see here there's several, and this is day 1 on the beta, or I guess technically day 2 now, but this is what was here last night when I jumped in. You got both single player modes and multiplayer modes. And you can see they've already got it built up, set in to be able to do a tournament. You can play a ranked match right off there. Play a quick match against somebody. Single player also has these trials, and these range in different difficulty, but they also reward you with more of that gold. Like I said, you only earn like 100 gold in the game, and on a typical game. But if you win these specific scenarios, you can get a little bit of extra money a little bit quicker. and they provide you with some interesting scenarios as well. So we'll go ahead and jump in and look at the tutorial here. So I'll give you a little second to read that, but since I'm kind of talking over him, it might not matter. So I'll kind of explain what's going on here. You've got two creatures that he starts you out with. Now, in order to get your resources for the turn, you got to click one. The button on the left up here sacrifices that card and applies him as a resource. That's permanent to your resource pool. And at the beginning of every turn, that's going to re-energize. So, every turn you can sacrifice another to build up your resource pool. Now, you'll see this other Ragged Wolf here. We can pull up the card and look at him a little bit more so we get a better look at his artwork. But it's a 1/2, 1 attack, 2 defense. And it takes 2 turns to be able to charge its attack, but it has haste, which means the turn that it comes out, it can attack. Now, the way that the field is set up here, you'll see both sides have these 3 hex grids in a 3x3 setup, with each row of hexes leading to a totem. Each totem has 10 health. Now, the goal of the game is to take out 3 of your opponent's totems before they take out 3 of yours. And so you do that by throwing down stuff onto the field here. So I spent my 1, pulled out that guy, and I can go through the tutorial. I've already explained a lot of this stuff to you. So he can move any of these locations. So if his direct line of attack over there is blocked, you can move him up a row and then have him attack there, and he'll attack at the end of the turn. Bam. So he bites for 1 damage, dealt 1 damage to that. Now this guy throws down a useless structure. It's a defensive structure. So yeah, you've got spells, you've got enchantments, you've got creatures. Alright, so I will go ahead and sacrifice this one. It's so expensive, it'd be forever for me to be able to get it out. One other thing to notice, you'll have this icon on the right here that's got 2 different scrolls. What you can do is, instead of adding that to your resource pool, you can sacrifice 2 scrolls, and then you sacrifice 1 scroll and you draw 2 more in its place into your hand. So let's sacrifice that. Let's see. I will put a wall up. How about there? And then I will spend 1. Okay, so you'll see this Dryadic Power. Enchanted creature gets 1 extra attack, 3 extra health, and its move is decreased by 1. My wolf currently can only move 1 space, so as soon as I equip him with that, he's locked down. But that's okay. I want to do that because now he becomes a defensive structure as well. So I'll end my turn. There's nothing else I can do. Let's see, what does this ring do? Okay, when he deals damage, he's healed by that much. Well, let's go ahead and put him in there. Okay, so he has 2 attack right now, so he's going to take that down to 7. I can spend 2 and give all creatures 2 extra attack, but I only have a single creature left on the field, so I don't really want to do that. I want to wait till that's going to make more of a difference. Okay, these things are punks. You'll see they do 4 damage, and they only attack 1 time and then they blow up. But what that tells me, I'm going to sacrifice that. I'm going to... Oh, I can't move him. I equipped him. So my totem is probably next turn. See how he's flashing there? That means he's going to be able to attack on his next turn. So I am going to end up taking a hit. Don't want to do that, but I don't have an option right now. Oh, never mind. He moved right into my path. For whatever reason. Alright, I'm going to toss that aside and grab 2 more cards here. Okay, so I can grab a statue. Grab myself an extra creature. I'm going to put it behind the defensive structure. Now that creature over there, the sister of the fox, lets me draw an extra card when she comes into play. So you see now I've got the great wolf out here. And she has the option of moving. I'm going to leave her there and end my turn and let my great wolf attack. As you recall, because of the enchantment he's got on him, so you can see when you click on him and look at his enchantments here, he's got that extra power and he's going to gain that extra health when he deals damage. I don't really want to get rid of any of these cards. That's a good enchantment. I like the champion ring. 2 extra attack that's pretty nice. I don't want to get rid of the great wolf because of his abilities. Now, he's relentless, which means if he crushes something that's in front of him, he's going to move on to the next thing down the line. And with most creatures, whatever the first thing they run into in their path horizontally is, they'll attack that and stop. But with the great wolf, he will just keep on going. And as you see, he will get 1 extra attack for every other wolf that you control. And currently I've got that 1 other wolf out on the field, so he'll get 1 extra attack. I also don't want to sacrifice being able to give everything 2 extra attack. But I really do want to get that great wolf out there. So let's go ahead and sacrifice that. Pull the great wolf out. And finish the turn off there. And he's just throwing down defensive stuff here. Now, alright. Let's throw out another wolf. There we go. Oh, and he's going to lay the smack down. We're going to finish that totem off this turn. Alright. Let's go ahead and end that. We'll go through our attack phase. Alright, 1 totem down. We got 2 more to go. Now what I'm going to want to do here, and obviously I can't move him. He's effectively a defensive structure for me now. But what I want to do is let's move this guy out of the way because I want to be able to move this other wolf over so he can attack down the next lane. We'll give him 2 more attack here. Let's draw 2 more cards. Got enough to be able to... I'm going to really boss this guy out. Alright. So let's see what he does. Alright, he shifted one of his defensive structures. Now, the Machine Priest is able to do that. He can shift stuff around. And we got all kinds of creatures ready to throw down this turn. So, check this out. Virtually everything's going to bombard here. I'm going to end up losing that wall. But that's okay. I'm going to throw down another wolf up here. Look at this guy. He is going to steamroll. I've never seen it. I've played 3 or 4 games. I've not seen a great wolf get this strong yet. And he's just going to rock and roll. So let's see it happen here. That was awesome. Oh, that's bad. That's real bad for me. Okay. So this catapult of goo, it's an artillery structure. So as you can see when I hover over him, he's got a range of attack over here on the left, right where my wolf ends up at. Alright, so I like this Ranger's Bane. The effect on it I'll show you guys. The enchanted creature becomes poisoned for 3 rounds. That doesn't work on the automaton here. I want to sacrifice it and draw 2 more cards. And then I've still got 5, so I can bring out this Brother of the Wolf up here. And give that guy a life leech. Alright. Golem skins. Oh, he just threw something down. Oh. What did he enchant that with? I want to take a look. Golem skin. What does that do? Sacrifice all of your structures when it comes into play. The enchanted creature gains additional attack and health equal to the number of structures sacrificed. Wow. Okay, so he sacrificed like 3 structures. So he's beefing pretty hard right now. Man. I really want to be able to get this Great Wolf moved down, but I'm not going to be able to do it this turn. Let's get rid of this Cistern and get us 2 more cards in here. So what does the Bear Paw here do? 2 attack, 2 health, but it makes his attack last an extra turn. Okay, this is good. This is good. So I'm going to end up doing quite a bit this turn. Alright, let's attack. And that one's toast. So we only have 1 more to go now, because we only have to take out 3 of the opponents. Alright, and that's a pretty brutal one too there. As you can see, the bottom is wide open. Alright, my top guy up here is going to attack. He's going to do 3 damage. That thing's still fully pimped out up there. So effectively this guy... No, I didn't mean to play that. Oh. Okay, well that's bad. You can see he's brutal, but I have no way to move him, and I did not mean to use that enchantment. So everything I've got is going to attack this turn. That's good, but man. See, it's useless for him to attack there. So he's effectively defensive at that point. What do I have? Okay, I got a statue. I don't need a statue at this point. I'm going to get rid of this, pull a couple more creatures. There we go. I've been waiting for one of these dudes. Okay, he's a 3/4 with haste. Costs 5. So I just happen to have 5 in my pool here. That's why I've been tossing this stuff out. Okay, so let's see. There's only 4 left on that totem. There's 7 on that totem. He's got haste. He's going to do 5 damage when he... Or I'm sorry, 3 damage when he comes in. So I can go ahead and bring him in here. He's going to attack this turn. It's not quite going to be enough to finish it off, but we're awful close. So we're nearing the end of the game now. Alright, I'm going to sacrifice this. Let's see what else we can get out here. Okay. We got another one, so we'll end up finishing the game this turn. So he said, and we're going to end up crushing stuff. We might end up... Oh, he's got 6 defense. He's not going to be quite there. Yeah, so we will end up taking out this bottom row, hands down, no problem. And it's fun watching everything play out. So there you go. There's the end of the game. And that was a tutorial, so obviously we don't get any of our rewards or anything like that. But, you know, it shows you how much damage you've done, how much damage, everything. Units played, spells cast. Pretty cool. So there you go. That's kind of how Scrolls works, at least in its infancy in the beta so far. So I mentioned earlier, this is Mojang. These are the guys that made Minecraft, and they are making a collectible card game with these extra strategy elements built in. I'm really impressed so far. I've not played a game online yet. I'm a little intimidated too, but I want to play some more against the computer, maybe finish some of these trials out. And I'll tell you, I tried the top easy trial last night, and it sets all the enemies' totems at 5 health. They only have half their health, but I still got the crap kicked out of me. And that could just be that I'm a terrible strategist. But the game's fun, and I definitely recommend you check it out. From what I understand, they're going to release one new scroll, one new card per week, and of course the odds of you getting that are probably rare unless it comes up on that special deal in the store. There we go. So yeah, unless it comes up in one of these just for you deals. But you know, when you got more and more scrolls, you can, you know, customize your decks. One thing I'm interested in is seeing, you know, a deck with more than one element involved. So that'll be interesting to see how that works, or if somebody does something prismatic, you know, where it's got every single element. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff out there on the forums and stuff that people are goofing around with and testing out. And there's plenty to come. It just entered beta, so we've got a long time until this thing goes into the technical finished production release, you know, because I'm not even sure that how long Minecraft has been in a production status. It's been a little while, but that game was out forever in beta beforehand. And it's a small team working on the game. I think they've got half a dozen, maybe a dozen developers total. That might be through all of Mojang. I'm not sure. But there you go. It's a lot of fun. The game looks great, plays great. Got a lot of potential, so I'm really excited to see how this does coming down the line. The game costs $20 right now. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to get it unless you're willing to fork over $20. And even then, you know, some of the stuff in game, if you want, you can still pay more money for. So the idea that it's a beta is a little fuzzy to me, but take that for what you will. As always, I got to plug the site. Don't forget, as you'll notice up above me here, up there, way up there on the live stream feed, we've got a new logo. We've revamped some of our stuff on the site. You can thank Master Rabbit for that, Phil. He did a great job with the new redesign. I think it looks really slick. We've also got an indie bundle going right now, and that's a huge deal for us. We've got reviews and previews for all the games in that bundle, so make sure that you head over to the website and check that out. You can check us out there at capsulecomputers.com. As always, we're writing news and reviews for anime and video games. Always worth going over there and checking out, seeing what's up. You can follow us on Twitter at Capsule Computer, no S in that, so just make sure you got that. You can follow me on Twitter at GamerJomo, and stay tuned. Now that I'm kind of settled in, I'm wanting to do some more of these live streams. I got a few games coming down the pipe that I want to show off to you guys. So everybody take care and have a good evening. Hope you enjoy.